Hello once again to all you lovers of classic film and television. I'm Noel Cronin, here to bring you my selection from the many great things coming up on Talking Pictures TV over the next fortnight. A new version of a much-loved classic, Rita Hayworth, and with blonde hair. Singing, dancing and laughter, we have them all, as well as one of the greatest police series ever shown on UK television. Yes folks, it's finally here. Zed Cars makes its debut on Talking Pictures TV this month. I know how much you wanted to see this superb classic crime series again. First broadcast between 1962 and 1978, 801 episodes of Zed Cars were made in total. As is often the way with series made in the early 60s and early 70s, only about 40% of them survived. Created by writer Toy Kennedy Martin, Zed Cars was somewhat grittier and more realistic than Dixon of Dock Green, and formed a bridge between that more cosy series and some of the hard-boiled crime dramas of the 70s and onwards. The first episode we'll be showing is the 1973's The Cinder Path. It stars John Slater as Detective Sergeant Stone and Douglas Fielding as PC Quilly. We're starting with the 70s rather than the early episodes, purely for time. It's taken a long time to clear many of the rights and the technical issues with early productions. So rather than delay it for who knows when, we decided it was better to start what was available and then hopefully restart with some of the earlier episodes. So many well-loved actors passed through Newton Police Station on both sides of the law. They include Brian Blessed, Leonard Rossiter and even John Thor. How many of you are already humming the familiar theme tune? I'm happy to say you don't have to wait long before you can hear it on screen again. Fans of cinema legend Rita Hayworth are well taken care of over the coming fortnight, as we are showing two of her most famous films. Made 6 years apart, You'll Never Get Rich and The Lady from Shanghai show two totally different sides of the Queen of Columbia Studios. Columbia was not known as a producer of musicals, but having secured the services of Fred Astaire, they immediately paired him with the up-and-coming star Rita in her first leading role. You'll Never Get Rich is the story of two people forced to pretend to be a couple, but who inevitably fall in love. Along the way, there are some joyous dance numbers and songs by Cole Porter. Orson Welles was married to Rita when he cast her in his noir masterpiece, The Lady from Shanghai. Even people who haven't seen this film know the famous Hall of Mirrors sequence. Most shockingly, Welles had Rita cut off her famous red mane and bleach what was left. Her bosses at Columbia were horrified. The Lady from Shanghai is full of twists and turns and utterly unmissable. Back in the 1930s, screwball comedies had been Columbia's stock in trade. They had made a star of the studio's first reigning queen, Jean Arthur. The More the Merrier from 1943 was her penultimate film for the studio and, without doubt, one of the finest comedies of its era. Here she plays a patriotic young woman subletting half her apartment during the wartime housing crisis in Washington. When her tenant lets half of his half to Joel McCrea, things get decidedly chaotic. Brilliantly directed by George Stevens, The More the Merrier received 6 Oscar nominations, with Charles Coburn winning the Best Supporting Actor. For all you lovers of a slice or two of social history, we have new episodes of Look at Life coming your way. Before there were mobile phones, radio was a vital part of police communication. You'll see that when you watch Zed Cars. Link Up takes us to the cutting edge of police radio technology in 1969. Also from the same year, Look at Man takes us across the water to the Isle of Man, home of the world's oldest continuous parliament. At that time, this stunning island was seeking greater independence from the mainland. I'm always thrilled to receive your letters and emails, especially when, like Annette Bryant, you are heaping praise on Talking Pictures TV. Dear Noel, I cannot thank Talking Pictures TV enough for showing the excellent TV series The Brothers. I used to watch and thoroughly enjoy this series as a schoolgirl, and all these years later, I'm enjoying this excellent series just as much. Wonderful storylines, the highs and lows, and the intrigue of business and frustrating family life. I find The Brothers just as enthralling today as I did then. Thank you. Kind regards, Annette Bryant from Ringwood. Yes, Annette, it's proving very popular, and I'm pleased to say we will be continuing with more episodes of this series, so much more to look forward to. The 1997 television miniseries Rebecca is a new take on an old favourite. Fans of both Daphne du Maurier's novel and of Hitchcock's film will not be disappointed by this star-studded adaptation. Amelia Fox plays the insecure new wife of Max de Winter, played by Charles Dance. Diana Rigg won an Emmy for her portrayal of the cold and terrifying Mrs. Danvers. And look out for a cameo by Faye Dunaway as the grotesque Mrs. Van Hopper. Showing over 2 nights, so make sure you'll buy the telly for both parts of Rebecca. Of course, that's just one small selection of the many things coming your way on Talking Pictures TV in the next 2 weeks. If you want to know more about what's happening at Talking Pictures TV, why not subscribe to our weekly newsletter, which drops into your mailbox every Sunday. If you'd like to write to me, you can get in touch via email at noel@talkingpicturestv.co.uk. If you prefer to put pen to paper, the address to write to is Talking Pictures TV, P.O. Box 592, Kings Langley, Hertfordshire, WD4 4DB. And do join me again next time I'll be looking at what's on Talking Pictures TV. And do you fancy a bit of Zed Cars? Anybody know the gag in there? Let me know.